It's weird how every time I look at them, even though it's sometimes it's 6-8 months apart, they're always on sale for the same price.
Just like mattress stores and furniture stores, it's always on sale. But from what I understand, these benches are going to have plaques engraved, in memory of, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess a motion to recommend.
Yeah, is that at the North Gate bench?
Yeah.
I would motion that we recommend to the library board they consider the same North Gate bench with arched back that we are currently using.
I'll second. Motion been made and then seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I think that's really all I got for you. Ms. Newland, do you have anything?
Before we go on, do you have any, you talked about, maybe potentially getting hold of the owner of that property next to Cedar Cafe?
Yeah, Greg McIntyre, I guess he owned it and then sold it to somebody. I did mention to him the last time I spoke with him. He said, oh yeah, I'll get that information for you, and then, he was busy with the library. So I will continue to, I guess, ask him until I get more, better contact information.
When's the tax assessor have the properties on it?
Yeah, he might if the records have been updated. I hate to say it, it's not like the most burning thing on my plate right now.
I just figured that guy might be close to your office.
Sure. I will have Ms. Dillon write that down and remind me, half an hour from now.
Can we ask, when we find out who owns that, just to, regardless of what happens, just to at least rake it or put something that looks like hell?
Yeah.
It really looks nasty. These over here are starting to get some grass in them. They look a little better than they used to. But I think anybody that's got an empty lot in downtown Cedar Springs should at least maintain it minimally.
Yeah, and the code enforcement officer, of course, has things he can do as well. The ultimate goal, though, was to ask if we could lease the property for 5 years for $1 and then maybe use it as a pocket park. But of course, that would require a couple $1,000 investment as well.
And then the city would have to maintain it?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing, while I have your attention, is we did give $10,000 to the DDA budget for sidewalk snow removal downtown.
Yes, I apologize. I meant to discuss that. So I think you got to get your normal $1,500. I think we were going to see what was ever left over in your budget from this year and add it to your budget. But there was also $10,000 added to the DDA budget due to, I guess how funds are allocated towards the plowing of sidewalks. So in years past, the town has plowed the downtown and the sidewalks out to 17 and to the school, I think. Well, unfortunately, the funds have just kind of dried up for doing that. And so the appropriate way, per my finance director, is for the DDA to fund the downtown core at least. So this next coming winter, we will likely not be snow plowing the sidewalks out on 17 at the school, but we will still do the downtown area, and that will be paid for through your budget.
So, Michael, the $10,000, my understanding is 5 is for the actual...
5 is for the hourly rate for the DPW people to do it, and then 5 is set aside for the possibility of having to remove snow by a truck, which should not happen this year.
Right.
But from what I understand, West Michigan gets a lot of snow sometimes.
So who's the DPW will administer this money and it's appropriate?
Basically, we're paying DPW, yes.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by administer, but
the question is, do we have to allocate the money to the DPW to perform that service on our behalf?
Yeah, the DPW will set their hours to whatever task they're doing each day. And so if they're doing plowing to the downtown core, they'll record their hours, give that to Darla, who will then take that money out of the DDA budget for that line item.
It's like when...
So we have no formal action we have to take to...
I don't think so, no.
It's like there's to the cemetery, it's money allocated to, the parks and that, and just wherever they're working, it just gets
I
pulled.
understand that. I understand that. The thing was, I wanted to know is, since part of this snow is coming from the sidewalk and part of it's coming from the street, when they come in, they have to take the snow off the corners, like they do in winter sometimes. Why should the DPW have to pay for all of that? Shouldn't part of that come out of the local street fund?
You mean the DDA?
Well, the DDA is paid, we're getting $5,000. And supposedly, the DDA will pay for all of the snow removal when it gets packed up on the side.
Yeah, so what you're asking is whether the Act 51 money could be used towards the truck removal as well?
Right.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to talk with Darla about that.
I don't know, is Act 51 local or major streets?
It's both, I think.
Okay.
But we can talk about seeing if we could go half and half on that if possible.
Yeah, that'd be good, because I don't think the DDA should be fully responsible for that particular project. The other thing, while I got your ear, because I've been begging for this for 3 years and I won't stop, and that is to ask about having, you talked about having a mural on that building. That would be great, but it's thousands of dollars. I'd just like to see a sign down at the staging area that says, "Welcome to the city of Cedar Springs," and maybe put business district arrow going that way, a couple of $100.
Yeah, so the city has just started, we haven't got any quotes or anything, to see what it would take to put a mural on the side of that tannish corrugated building by the staging area. The guy come up with a design, whatever, get a quote, and then see if the city wants to pay for it. The whole thing about the tri-folded sign at the staging area is that the city does not have any rights on the trail side of the parking lot.
Right.
So we can put it up, but then, of course, we'd be in violation of, the ownership of the DNR. So we could, at any time we want, put a sign on the, opposite side of that grassy area. And if you guys want to pay for it, you're more than welcome to do that. The city will sign off on it. But this is going back to the crosswalks. I'd like to see if we can incorporate into the crosswalks for the White Pine Trail, welcome to Cedar Springs, go that way for, food and stuff. Yeah, something.
But it wouldn't be expensive, and we wouldn't blow another whole 3, 4, 5 months trying to figure out who's going to do it. Let's get the bids. What's the design?
Sure.
Blah blah blah. While the money's running up and down that trail, and people don't know they're in Cedar Springs, believe it or not.
Yep. So, I guess what I thought might happen is the CDDT is working on getting an easement for the amphitheater. And if we are able to get an easement in the amphitheater area, maybe a sign could appear up there pointing that way towards the downtown core. Food and entertainment this way. But I want to do things legally.
Right. And time. I'm just thinking about time-wise. I'm thinking about this summer. The amphitheater probably won't be really going till.
They're hopeful to have it by October.
Yeah. So we got a whole summer of people going to Cedar Springs. Boy, I wonder what that town is. Unless they look at Dave's signs, thank you, Dave.
So are you asking City Council to do anything in particular?
I don't know if it's the DDA can do it, or ask for, or recommend to the city,
Well,
or.
what would the DDA like to do? Okay, where at? What kind of signs?
I wouldn't mind putting on one of the ones that Dr. Hensley Building said that they built for us.
Which sign is that?
Going back, the one that has thing in it, says welcome to Cedar Springs, and then it has a map of the community.
Okay. So where would you propose to go if you put?
Well, if we can't put it along the trail, we can at least put it at the staging area off to the side that is ours.
And city's never had any problem with that whatsoever. It has to be built, and I guess a sign permit application.
Yeah, we proposed this before, but he didn't want to build it until we had for sure that he could put it there, because he didn't want to waste the time and money building it. Right now, you're having to build it's going to have to wait until after interlock is done with all their school stuff, because their daughter's graduating.
Well, I recommend them.
When we grab those drawings that, or get a drawing and let's have it at the next meeting. We got a meeting in July.
I'd recommend then a signed permit application be filled out with the relevant information and submitted to the city manager's office.
Because we got city council's approval way back when that we could do that.
Then do what you just said.
And you might want to find the minutes for that approval, because one of the requirements to put a sign on city properties, they have city council approval.
Do you know the approximate date I can find that?
Well, see, if you don't remember it, and it would have been right around the time of, just before him and when Barb was coming to an end.
Thank you.
Trustee comments?